Hello, good afternoon. My name is Carlos Caloni. Welcome to Joy Newsroom. Joy News is your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. Now, coming up, 3-day anti-Galamsey protest ends with calls for action. We have a wrap of that particular protest. Also, John Mahama says a future NDC government will ensure the District Assembly Common Fund is directly disbursed to the district as he accuses the President Akufo-Addo's led administration of diverting the funds to development authorities. And teacher shortage worsens in one of Ghana's hard-to-reach communities, forcing combined classes due to poor access, among others.
Apart from the accessibility, when you come to our classrooms, we have very large numbers. Students about 40 to 60, just a teacher handling them. So sometimes class control becomes a headache.
And later in business, we'll tell you how patrons who drove to the Kumasi City Mall for the 2024 Republic Bank Love FM Habitat Fair enjoyed huge discount from an array of exhibitors in the building industry. And in health, WHO approved first mpox test for quick diagnosis. We have details of these and more all in this hour. Please stay tuned. Thank you for choosing us. Now, the Stop Galamsey Now protest has ended after 3 days, with protesters demanding an end to illegal mining and the immediate release of 53 remanded demonstrators. Organized by concerned citizens against corruption, the protest attracted hundreds of Ghanaians who called for stronger measures to tackle the menace of Galamsey. A candlelight vigil was held in solidarity with the remanded protesters. The following report has more.
Are we going to be able to buy that expensive bottled water the rest of our lives? We beg him, he's our president. With all due respect, he should do something about it for us.
This is a protest which began on Thursday through to Friday, and then the climax is now Saturday. They say that they are holding a vigil after this documentary that is showing in the background in solidarity with the 53 Stop Galamsey Now protesters who have been remanded into prison and police custody. They are set to reappear on the 8th and 11th of October in the Accra Circuit Court. So, from the Accra Sports Stadium, Kenneth Jesse for Joy News.
Now, the NDC presidential candidate John Mahama says the President Akufo-Addo-led government is starving district assemblies of much-needed funds and siphoning them off to the development authorities instead. The Coastal Development Authority, the Middle Belt Development Authority, and the Northern Development Authority were created under the NPP government to decentralize development efforts and ensure that all regions of Ghana benefit from national growth. But the NDC flag bearer says it has rather deprived them of resources. It says a future NDC government will ensure the District Assembly Common Fund goes directly to the district assemblies to aid them in the execution of their project.
NDC presidential candidate John Mahama is set to begin a...
And campaign was Salaga South. And I'm the honorable member of parliament say, Salaga. And so Yemfa Bako Emma Abromaseha. If you say me ba hache, me pese me hu senya, and you may sit here or her. Ezu me ba enso me ankasa mabefa mo kwan no so me say Abromase for kolo for me ma mo kose if you say mo kwan no ezu Udru baby, Obeka said, and Ghana now war. Nyankasa me di mania behu. Nyame adom nearby a kwan no yebesiesie ni ya mamo. Ezu afenso enche bia yebet pai districts ne constituencies no mo. Ya kan nipa na wie population census. Enti say ba na ye hwe sa population census na yebe pai mu a maka check loro say ontro ne kratamra. Say na be ya yebetimi ache mo ha na mo ankasa mo so mo timi ahwe mo ho ai che say mo ankasa mo gina mo abo constituency.
Now, it is the last day of John Mahama's tour of the Savannah region. Maxwell Agbagba will join us later for a conversation on what is actually happening. Maxwell, can you hear me? Okay, we'll come back and speak to Maxwell on that particular tour of John Mahama. But still, John Mahama is promising residents of the Salaga South constituency that their roles will be improved if the NDC is elected in December. Speaking on the first day of his tour of the Savannah region, he said the NDC is committed to breaking the cycle of 8 years of corruption and misgovernance, vowing to bring development and restore trust in leadership.
NDC presidential candidate John Mahama is set to begin a two-day campaign tour of the Savannah region. Some activities lined up for this phase of the Mahama for Change 2024 include a courtesy call on traditional leaders. He's going to address mini debates and also hold community engagements. We are currently here at Makango, where the campaign team is waiting to board a pontoon to Yeji and then to Abromasi in the Savannah region to begin the first day of his campaign. But right here we've met some gentlemen, members of the Hairdressers and Barbers Association here at Harbour Makango, who've come here singing NDC songs and saying they want to meet the NDC presidential candidate John Mahama. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Muntari Yaya Muntari.
Muntari Yaya, okay. You're a member of the Hairdressers and Barbers Association?
Yeah, I'm a Hairdresser and Barbers Association.
Okay. Why are you here today?
We are here because of John Mahama.
Okay. Why John Mahama?
Because we love him. The system is bad. We want the system to change for us. We Hairdressers and Tailors Association. We want the system to change. We have apprentices. The apprenticeship that John Mahama is bringing is good for us. That's why we love him. That's why we are coming to meet him for the apprenticeship, for us to benefit for it. That's why we are coming to meet him.
Okay. So you are impressed by the National Apprenticeship Program?
Yeah. Okay. We are pressed for the apprenticeship that is bringing for us. That's why we are coming to meet him.
Okay.
It's good.
Change. You have change. You have bread. You have association. You have number 8 John Neko.
Hi, what's your name?
Naida.
Naida. Why are you here today?
We'll try to connect with my colleague Maxwell Agbagba, who is on that tour, and get the details of what's happening on the ground now. But away from the NDC, the movement for change led by its presidential candidate, Alan Tremonton, is ramping up its campaign efforts in the Volta region with a strong focus on grassroots mobilization. The team, led by Hobson Adoye, paid key visits to the palaces of chiefs in Mepe and Wume, presenting Tremonton's bold agenda for national development. They emphasized his commitment to inclusive governance, assuring the chiefs of their active involvement. The team also pledged to tackle pressing issues faced by the youth and local communities as they prepare for a major political contest. So basically, Alan has been touching on the high rate of youth unemployment in the country, promising that when he is voted into office, that challenge would be tackled. Away from Alan, independent presidential candidate and leader of the new force, Nana Kwame Bediako, otherwise known as Cheddar, has unveiled Marian Isaka Krisi as his running mate for the December presidential election. The announcement was made at a press conference in Kumasi, where Nana Bediako highlighted Marian's credentials and experience, saying she was the perfect choice to help him lead the country to prosperity.
Leader of the New Force political movement, Nana Kwame Bediako, at a press conference in Kumasi, unveiled Dr. Mariam Isaka as his running mate for the December 7 presidential election. Dr. Mariam Isaka is a Muslim by religion, an academic who has taught at the University of Ghana Business School and the University of Professional Studies, Accra. She is a well-known advocate for women's rights.
The people of this country are dear to my heart. And tonight I take stance in front of the nation with my sincere gratitude to introduce to Ghana the Vice President of the New Force movement. And I chose a place as the Ashanti region whilst we are on a tour to unveil the next phase of the new 6. I pray that the good God gives us strength, knowledge, understanding, and courage to be able to move this country forward. And forward as we go, we will keep going.
Giving her remarks, Dr. Isaka says she's ready to serve the country with dignity.
This election is not just about who will lead. It is about the future of our nation. It is about choosing between the old ways of doing things, which have not delivered for the majority of our people, and a new forward-looking vision that seeks to uplift every Ghanaian. The new force offers a path to prosperity, not through promises alone, but through real action, accountability, and innovation. As your vice presidential candidate, I'm deeply committed to working alongside our presidential candidate, Nana Kwame Bediako, to deliver on our vision. We will focus on empowering our youth by creating jobs and fostering entrepreneurship.
The new force has been gaining momentum in recent months as many Ghanaians express frustration with the current state of politics in the country. Nana Bediako and Myram's ticket is expected to be an alternative to the two leading political parties. As the campaign season heats up, all eyes will be on Nana Bediako and Myram as they crisscross the country, spreading their message of hope and change to the Ghanaian people. For Joy News, Nana Boache Dankwe Yadom, Kumasi.
Away from politics, stakeholders in the education sector are initiating measures aimed at increasing the number of students pursuing science-related courses in senior high schools across the country. To improve this particular situation, the Free Senior High School Secretariat is leading an initiative known as Operation Double Science Enrollment to sensitize the public within the Borno East region about the benefits of pursuing science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM-related courses. Anna Sabit has more in the following report.
The Ministry of Education is working actively towards increasing the number of students pursuing science-related courses in senior high schools across the country through its Operation Double Science Enrollment Initiative. The main objective, according to David Bauer, a member of Science Education Unit at the Ghana Education Service at the National Headquarters, is designed to educate, raise awareness as well as demystify science education, ultimately leading to higher enrollment rates in respective senior high schools across the country from the current 12% to about 25%.
Our main issue is to double science enrollment at the senior high school level. Currently, we have a percentage of 12% of the science enrollment, which is not good, but we would want it to move to maybe 25%. And how do we get to the 25%? It takes engagement like this with stakeholders, teachers and parents, and all those who matter in this educational field to help promote this course, so that those learners who initially were discouraged that science is for the brilliant, we want them to know that science is not for the brilliant, but it's for those who can persevere. They are the people who can do the science.
Solomon Jabbar is the head of Inspectorate at the Borno East Regional Education Directorate. He says the campaign, coupled with the new curriculum, is capable of helping improve the region's science enrollment.
We are hoping that the enrollment will increase, going to have this campaign with our stakeholders. Now, it has even started with the coming of the new curriculum. We are now saying that a student who may even choose art subjects to read can so select a science-based course in addition. So in this respect, it means that virtually there will be a time that even art students will be having 2 science programs for which he will be a science-inclined learner.
National STEM Coordinator in charge of Agricultural and Environmental Education at the Ghana Education Service, Victoria Ansah, bemoaned the low number of science enrollment, particularly amongst girls in senior high schools.
I must say that even out of this rate that we are giving, the 12.5% that we are giving now, the enrollment of girls is very marginal. And this very enrollment drive is also geared towards inclusivity. And by inclusivity, we are also looking at removing stereotypes, gender stereotypes that are not allowing or encouraging girls to pursue science and STEM-related programs.
She was, however, quick to charge parents to encourage their wards to enroll in science programs and desist from preventing them from doing so.
We want to tell the parents that girls can also pursue science. And for science and STEM, it is problem solving, it is critical thinking, it is activity-based. So we should not think that our girls can't do science. They can. What I have mentioned, these are things that they do daily. So they should encourage their girls.
Chumwa Rose is a final year science student at the Techiman Senior High School. She wants young girls to enroll into science-related field because of the benefits it comes with.
Science is a very proud course. If you are a science student, when you even get out of, from campus and everyone meets you and asks you a question, are you a science student, and you are able to give them the right answer, even you'll be proud of yourself.
Anna Sabit, Joy News, Techiman.
Still on education, lack of teachers in one of Ghana's hard-to-reach districts, Afram Plains North, is greatly affecting projected education outcomes. The situation is being compounded by poor access to schools they have been posted to. 2 to 3 classes at the lower and upper primaries are having to be combined for one teacher. The overwhelming numbers and resultant congestion are creating anxiety among educators who fear they may not be able to deliver their best under these circumstances. There's more in the following report.
Afram Plains is the largest of all 33 districts in the eastern region. More than half of the 109 public schools in the districts are located in island communities. Access to these schools, particularly for teachers, remains a major setback to numerous interventions aimed at improving educational outcomes.
Edi ahumanya to one to this ofa so omboa ma ofa so na we dey call nti adu me 10 nti wo hwe ya omo so omo nyina transfer no enya we na do ba complete transfer enya we na do ba complete transfer mo bibi ka mo nkan mo nkan
The impact of the lack of teachers is evident in the classrooms. Madam Janet Dafour has been handling the KG1 and KG2 pupils at the Donkokrom EP Primary School in one classroom. She's been doing this for 1 year. She's losing her voice and intends to retire this September due to the work overload.
This class has 89 children, 89. That is KG1 and KG2 put together, 89. And it's just one teacher controlling this class. Now, how does it feel? I know it's difficult for you, mentally, health-wise. How does it affect you as a teacher?
Hey, now my voice has changed. My voice has changed. If I'm talking, it looks like I have a cold.
Okay.
Because of shouting.
Okay.
And nowadays I fall sick always and always. Okay. Because anytime at all I will feel this heat.
Okay.
So when I get house, I fall sick.
Okay.
Because of that, that's why my children are telling me that I should stop teaching.
I am drenched in sweat. And I can't imagine myself having to do this work she's been doing on daily basis under this condition. Afram Plains really is deficient when it comes to teachers. to be able to teach in the number of schools which are in this district. Also, to improve learning outcomes for children.
Edward Williams has been teaching for 8 years. It's been 1 year since he was posted to the Donkokrum EP Primary School. Here is his account of his experience in the district.
The first time coming here, I mean, it was very interesting. And then getting to the town itself, realizing that you would have to also travel for far distances. My first school was on the island before I was later transferred into the inland and then finally over here. Even apart from the accessibility, when you come to our classrooms, we have very large numbers. Students about 40 to 60, just a teacher handling them. So sometimes class control becomes a headache. Before you get home after school, you are exhausted. So the experience personally hasn't been so good, but you can't complain. Once the teacher, always the teacher. So we come to school, we do our best to help these children transit from a level to another level.
This is the situation that we are in at Agua Pesika. So we are appealing to the government and the NGOs and the MPs, Member of Parliament, for them to come and then help us so that we can build the bridge onto the river, so that whenever there is a rainy season, it will reduce our burden for us. Even if they are not able to even carry all the burden, they should come and then do something for us so that during the rainy season we can have affordable road.
The teacher effects on education in Afram Plains cannot be underrated. These effects will, however, be fully felt only when the right numbers are in place to meet the demand. That's the only time the district will no longer lament the teacher deficit challenge. The question remains, how long will the district and school children wait for that relief? My name is Amafa Ewenam Atiamwa Eli, Kwo Afram Plains.
We are going to see how we can add the 1-digit numbers to the 2-digit numbers.
Now, young people in Ghana have been encouraged to harness the opportunities presented by new technologies to transform the country's energy sector. The Managing Director of Bulk Energy Storage and Transportation, Dr. Edwin Provençal, stressed that youth involvement in technology will drive the sector's growth and contribute to economic transformation. Bring you details of this story in our subsequent bulletins. But apart from that story, as part of effort aimed at reducing road accidents in the Techiman municipality and its environs, the Bono Ahafo Cooperative Society for Development has donated road traffic kits to the Bono East Regional Police Command. The move, according to the General Manager of BASCOD, Alice Kupo Ache, is to help minimize pedestrian knockdowns along the major highways. Anna Sabit has more in the following report.
Road safety is a pressing global public health challenge that has over the years received limited attention and insufficient resources to address the problem. With many of Ghana's roads, including police checkpoints, lacking important safety regulations that could help prevent road traffic injuries and deaths, the Bono Ahafo Catholic Cooperative Society for Development, BASCOD, a leading microfinance institution, is, as part of its corporate social responsibility, donating relevant road safety kits and signposts to the police to help improve security across the area. Joseph Prince Sorigan is a board member for Techiman BASCOD.
As part of our 50-year celebration, on behalf of the board and the staff, we made a donation to the Ghana Police Service. We realized that the barriers within Techiman town, some of them are not in good shape. So we decided to build these barriers for them and then also build a signpost to the regional command and to give people the direction to the regional command. But the Ghana Police Service, as we all know the role they play, and has been critical. and sometimes we need to go to their aid and to support them. So when we got closer, we realized that these are their needs, did a needs assessment. We needed to come to their aid specifically to make sure that whatever they requested for, we deliver.
Joseph further noted that the move, which seeks to empower the police, would also help improve security across the Techiman environs, which is known as a business hub.
So as much as our core mandate, we do that to help the economy grow and to make sure that such security threats are taken away. We are also practically supporting the security agencies to be able to enforce the law and protect us. So for the security, it's good for our business, it's good for the community, and it's good for everybody. So that's why we came to the Ghana Police Aid to help them. We don't want Techiman to be like a place that people are scared to do their businesses. That when we can get security 24/7. And you are sure that Techiman and its environment, the Bunu East, is a peaceful zone, so that whoever is doing business will be free to do it.
General Manager for Techiman Backsword Alice Kupro, on her part, rehashed the importance of the barrier to road safety as approaching vehicles tend to slow down, thereby reducing pedestrian knockdowns along the major highways.
So the barriers also check road safety for us, because just as I mentioned earlier, any driver getting there will want to even read what the inscription on the barrier. So they slow down, have a look at it, look at the pictures, and because of that, it ensures a bit of safety on the road, because they wouldn't be speeding and all that. So it also helps to ensure road safety.
The Bunu East Regional Police Command, on their part, were thankful for the gesture and called on all to partner the police to help enhance security across the region. The theme for Backsword's 50th anniversary celebrations is Reliable Financial Partner for Life. Anna Sabit, Joy News, Techiman.
You're still watching Joy Newsroom with me, Carlos Caloni. We'll take a short break. We'll return with business. Please stay. Welcome back. In business, patrons who drove to the Kumasi City Mall for the 2024 Republic Bank Love FM Habitat Fair enjoyed huge deals and exhilarating discounts from an array of exhibitors in the building industry. Emmanuel Bright-Kweku has a wrap from the 3 of the fair.
So I'm here at one of the stands. I would say one of my favorites here. We're talking about the curtain blinds, and we are here at Lesh to give us a feel of what they have. I've seen a remote control that you can use to actually control your curtain blinds. But sir, tell me about it. Lesh, what do you have to offer?
We have a lot to offer at this fair. So what is that we do about this particular one is that we come to your space, take measurement of your space, then present you samples of what we have. If you choose from it, we give you an estimate on it, then work start from there. Pocket friendly, everyone can buy it. Everyone can buy it.
Okay, so apart from the curtains, is there anything that you do as well?
Carpet. We have the carpet that we work on carpet as well. So these are the samples of carpet that we have. So you come to your space, the same as you take measurements of your space, then present the sample that we have.
Landmark furnitures, right?
Yeah. So these are made right here in Ghana. Okay. Yes. So you have the chance to choose your own fabric and your color. It will be produced for you. Okay. Yes. Okay. And then we are giving out a 20% discount.
20?
For anyone who places an order here.
I don't want to get up, like it's feeling comfortable. I don't want to get up. Yeah, so this is Landmark Furniture.
From Greenfields, we are into the development of a gated community here in Kumasi. We are a gated community with all modern infrastructure. We have 3, 4, and 5 bedrooms. This year we are doing 10 years of our existence. So Prabon Greenfields is the premier real estate development, private real estate development company in the Ashanti region. And then we have a track record of very excellent houses, and yes, and there's so much more.
These are beautiful doors. Tell me about them.
Very, very beautiful doors. These are the internal doors, as I was talking to you earlier. With the internal doors, there's no need for you to go and buy a different frame. There's no need for you to go and buy a different handle. But when you buy an internal door from your bank security doors, it comes with the handle, it comes with the frame, it comes with the door leaf, it comes with the door stopper and the architraves.
I can see you're having a lot of brochures from the various companies. How do you find the Habitat Fair?
It's a good initiative. I think last year I witnessed it too. I will urge the Kumasi metropolis, I mean citizens of the city, to patronize. We've arranged to buy few lighting, and then the security doors, and then furniture. Yeah, we are opening our branch, Makion.
We are here to see the security doors, the washrooms, the toilets, and the vanity and the stuff. And I think we are impressed with what we have seen so far, with the prices and the quality.
My wife and I, we own a house, and there are times when you need to do some maintenance, some renovation, some home improvements, and that is what brought me here, to come and see for myself the various products and services related to building that are on display here. If we were going to look for these companies individually ourselves, we will have to do a lot of driving around, or maybe have to do a lot of searching on the net. But now I'll say this is a one-stop shop.
And it's here at the Lam FM Republic Bank Habitat Fair, happening right here at the Kumasi City Mall.
Now, Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Ernest Addison is insisting that Ghana's economy has recovered from COVID-19 shocks and it's now poised for significant growth in coming months. It follows concerns that the sudden decline in the depreciation of the cedi show that the country is not out of the woods. But the Bank of Ghana governor disagrees with such assertions. We'll take a break. We'll return with more. Please stay. Welcome back. Residents of Northern Ghana are raising urgent demand for better access to quality education, especially in rural areas where opportunities remain limited. In a play staged by the High Court of Poetry in partnership with Schools for Life, the harsh realities of the education were brought to the forefront, stirring the heads of many. Emmanuel Jivenu has more from Tamale.
In this symbolic courtroom, a parent and a teacher are seeking justice, not for themselves, but for the countless children left behind by Ghana's broken education system.
By virtue of my location, I am deprived access to quality education.
The state, represented by the Minister of Education, defends itself, claiming equal opportunities for all. This crippling scene is from Potholes, a play that captures the stark realities faced by pupils in rural communities, particularly in the northern part of Ghana. It spotlights the vast inequalities in Ghana's education system.
Some learners rise on their laps, whilst others sit on their backs, with some lying on their beds, causing damage to their uniforms and skins.
In schools where classrooms are falling apart and furniture are scarce, children are expected to achieve the same academic success as those in more developed areas. But how can they when basic infrastructure is lacking?
Government has actually done something in the first place, but there are gaps. And it is these gaps that we are calling on government to try their best to collaborate with society, community, stakeholders for us to patch these potholes.
The performance sparked a strong reaction from the audience, many of whom feel the urgency for reforms in education.
Sometimes when children go to school and there are no furniture and they don't have uniforms, sometimes they are taught, they can go to class, sit down and something can prick them on the hand. I've also realized that teaching in rural Ghana, especially where the buildings aren't good. For instance, if a teacher is teaching a class and like they are all lying on the floor and the place is just scattered, no one can understand or hear what the teacher is trying to say.
That is the education system in the schools. There are lack of books, which doesn't help the children to read. So this lack of exercise book, lack of textbook, lack of reading facility, it doesn't help the children.
Government is building their classroom, but it's woefully inadequate. A lot of students are still sitting under tree. In this generation that we still find ourselves, and students are still accessing education while sitting under trees.
The play raises critical questions about Ghana's education system, urging policymakers to take urgent action. But for now, the pupils are left waiting for their day of justice. Emmanuel Jivenu, Joy News, Tamale.
Yeah, so that's a story from my colleague, Emmanuel Jivenu. Away from that, the heat is on and the pressure is intense. This evening, you are encouraged to watch the Mystery Basket Challenge and the second eviction of Big Chef today at 5 p.m. on Joy Prime. We'll bring you more stories as we go, but so you're encouraged to follow that. Now, before we go, the World Health Organization, WHO, has approved the first diagnostic test for Mpox, where the result can be immediately known, saying it could prove pivotal in helping to stop the rising global cases of the deadly virus. The new PCR test enables the detection of the Mpox DNA taken from skin lesions swabs. Currently, samples have to be sent to a laboratory for testing, and the patient and medics have to wait days for the result. Limited testing capacity and delays in confirming cases continue to be a challenge in Africa, worsening the spread of mpox that was previously known as monkeypox. Of the more than 30,000 suspected cases reported in Africa this year, barely 40% had been confirmed through a test, the WHO said. Yukiko Nakatani, the WHO's Assistant Director General, described the new diagnostic test as, quote, significant milestone, end of quote. Now, it goes on to say increasing access to quality assured medical products is central to our efforts in assisting countries to obtain or to contain the spread of the virus and protect their people, especially in underserved regions. She added. Now, the breakthrough comes as the Democratic Republic of Congo, where the highest number of cases has been reported, prepares to begin an mpox vaccination program on Saturday. Now, mpox, which is a highly contagious disease, has killed at least 635 people in that country this year alone. Away from that, Tunisia's President Kais Saied is seen as a savior by supporters and autocrat by critics. Is running for re-election on Sunday in a vote that he is all but certain to win. More than a dozen politicians had hoped to challenge him, but the Electoral Commission approved only 2 additional names for the ballot paper. And one of those, Ayichi Zamel, was sentenced to 12 years in prison for falsifying documents just 5 days before the poll. Tunisia was where the Arab Spring, a series of uprisings against autocratic rulers in North Africa and the Middle East, began in late 2010. The country was seen as a beacon of democracy for the Arab world. But since President Saied was elected on a wave of optimism in 2019, the 66-year-old has suspended parliament, rewritten the constitution, and concentrated power into his hands. This is Tunisia's 3rd presidential election since Zain al-Abidine Ben Ali was overthrown in 2011. He had been in power for over 2 decades before he was forced to flee to Saudi Arabia following months of massive protests. Sarah Yakis, a senior fellow at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace with an expertise in Middle East, told the BBC that the president had manipulated the political and legal situation to such an extent that there is no contest. He is the only viable candidate. There have been no campaign rallies or public debates, and nearly all the campaign posters in the street have been that of the president. That's it for World News, and that's all we have time for in this hour. You can log on to myjoyonline.com for more stories. My name is Carlos Caloni. Thank you so much for watching. The Law is up next.